Are you waking up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a night just to urinate, and then lying there, wide awake, frustrated, exhausted, wondering what's wrong with your body? I hear this from men over 50 every single week. I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a board-certified urologist. I work with men who want better sleep, energy, and control over their health. And today, I'm going to show you why how you drink water matters more than how much, and the one mistake silently ruining your sleep. Tell me where you're watching from, and if this helps, like and subscribe. But here's what most men don't realize. Waking up multiple times at night to urinate isn't just part of getting older. That belief, although common, is quietly stealing your energy, draining your testosterone, and robbing you of the deep, uninterrupted sleep your body desperately needs to function at its best. I can't count how many men in their 50s, 60s, even 70s have come to me exhausted, frustrated, and convinced that this is just how life works now. But it's not. And the real reason you're waking up? It's not your bladder failing. It's the hidden habits that are retraining your body in the wrong direction. See, your bladder isn't the villain here. It's doing exactly what you've taught it to do. After age 50, your body undergoes a quiet shift. Hormones like ADH, the one responsible for concentrating your urine at night, begin to decline. Testosterone also plays a role in bladder control and sleep cycles. So what happens when you sip water throughout the evening without thinking twice? You condition your bladder to stay active. You send it the message that nighttime is for processing and flushing fluids, not for resting. And here's the twist that surprises most of my patients. Late-day hydration doesn't behave the same way as morning hydration. In the morning, your metabolism is high, your muscles are moving, and your body actually uses water through sweat, circulation, digestion. But at night, your system slows down. That fluid, it skips the muscle use, it skips the sweat loss, it travels straight to your bladder, quietly filling it even while you're trying to sleep. This is why some men wake up urgently even if they only had a small glass of water in the evening. It's not about volume, it's about timing and pattern. And if your body has been trained to expect a bathroom trip at 2 a.m., it will give you that signal every single night. But there's a smarter way to fix this, and it doesn't mean you have to dehydrate yourself or live in fear of drinking water. Because in the next section, I'll show you why the answer isn't drinking less. It's about when you hydrate that truly makes the difference. Now here's the mistake most men make without even realizing it. They start drinking less water, thinking it'll help them stop waking up at night. And I get it. On the surface, it sounds logical. Less in, less out, right? But your body doesn't work that way. In fact, cutting back on fluids often makes your symptoms worse, not better. I see this every day in my practice. Men who stop drinking water in the afternoon, trying to stay dry through the night, but then end up waking with even more urgency, discomfort, and frequency. Here's why. When you deprive your body of hydration, your urine becomes more concentrated, darker, thicker, and irritating. That concentrated fluid isn't just unpleasant, it actually inflames the bladder lining and aggravates the prostate. And inflamed tissues become overly sensitive. That means you can feel a sudden need to go, even when your bladder isn't actually full. And there's another layer to this. When your body senses dehydration, it increases cortisol, your stress hormone. That hormonal shift not only interferes with your sleep, but it also causes your kidneys to hold on to water longer and then dump it later, usually at night. So instead of drinking less, what you really need is to drink smarter. I always tell my patients this: your kidneys have a clock, a circadian rhythm. And when you hydrate earlier in the day, you teach your body to process fluids while you're active, not while you're sleeping. But how do you actually do that? What's the right rhythm? In the next chapter, I'll walk you through the exact hydration timing formula I give to my own patients, so you can sleep through the night without sacrificing your health. But here's what most men have never been told. There's a simple, almost effortless way to train your body to sleep through the night without constantly running to the bathroom. And it doesn't involve pills, surgery, or cutting out water altogether. It's about timing, pure and simple. Your body runs on a natural rhythm, and when you align your hydration with that rhythm, everything starts to improve. Sleep gets deeper, energy comes back, even testosterone levels stabilize. This is the formula I give my own patients, and it works. You want to front load your hydration. That means getting about 60 to 70% of your total daily fluids in before 3 p.m. Why? Because that's when your kidneys are most active. Early water intake fuels circulation, metabolism, and filtration. It gives your body all day to process and eliminate excess fluid, so your bladder doesn't have to handle it while you're trying to sleep. Now, after dinner, things change. Hydration needs to be intentional, not habitual. That's where most men go wrong. Sipping casually during TV, out of routine, not thirst. And if you're sipping cold drinks, even worse. Cold water triggers the bladder more aggressively, creating urgency. Room temperature is gentler, easier for your body to tolerate at night. And don't forget salt. If your sodium levels are too low during the day, your body will hold onto fluid and release it at night. Balanced electrolytes help prevent that. But here's the twist. Some men do all of this right and still find themselves waking up. And when that happens, the root issue isn't hydration. It's often the prostate. Let's talk about that next. But here's what most men overlook. Sometimes the issue isn't the water at all. You can hydrate perfectly, follow every tip I've given, and still find yourself waking up at 1:30, then 3, then 4:45. And it's maddening. That's when we have to look deeper, because the real problem may not be your bladder. It could be your prostate, your nervous system, your sleep cycles, or all three. An enlarged prostate isn't just about a slow stream or frequent urges. What many men don't realize is that the prostate sits right next to the bladder and shares nerve pathways. So when that tissue swells or gets irritated, even a small amount of urine can trigger an emergency signal to the brain. And if you're already sleeping lightly or not sleeping deeply enough due to aging, stress, or apnea, your brain amplifies those signals. What feels like a bladder waking you up may actually be a brain struggling to stay asleep. I've also seen this pattern in men with undiagnosed sleep apnea. They wake up gasping or repositioning, and then they notice they have to urinate. But it wasn't the bladder that started it. It was the broken sleep. And one more layer that's often missed: pelvic floor tension, chronic clenching, the kind you don't even realize you're doing, compresses the bladder and lowers its capacity. It's incredibly common in men under stress. That's why posture, breathing, and relaxation techniques matter more than most people realize. This is why I never treat nocturia as a bladder problem. It's a full body signal. And the good news, once you know how to listen, once you understand the real cause, that's when the real improvement begins, faster than most men ever expect. Let me pause here for a moment and speak to you man to man. If you've been silently dealing with broken sleep, dragging yourself through the day, wondering if your best energy is behind you, I want you to hear this loud and clear. This is not your fault, and you are not out of options. I've had men in their 60s, 70s, even older, who came to me believing their body was just slowing down. But with a few simple shifts, they started sleeping through the night again. They woke up clear, energized, and maybe for the first time in years, hopeful. Your body isn't failing you. It's responding to the messages it's been getting. And the moment you change those signals, everything changes. You deserve to sleep deeply. You deserve strength, peace, and clarity. Most of all, you deserve to stop fighting in the dark. and start leading your health with confidence. If this video spoke to you, I invite you to join our community and hit that subscribe button, because everything I share here is built specifically for men over 50 who want deeper sleep, more energy, and lasting health without the guesswork. You don't have to navigate this alone. Too many men suffer in silence, believing it's just part of aging. It's not. And now we've come full circle. Waking up at night isn't about drinking less water. It's about drinking smarter, in sync with your body's natural rhythm. When you understand the signals, you can finally rest without interruption. So take care of yourself, honor your body, because your strength, your dignity, and your well-being still matter more than ever.